Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. Today, we're going to be going over how to 10x your odds of getting shippers as a freight broker or freight agent. That's what we're going to cover today. But I want to thank you for joining me early. For those of you that are catching this on replay, hit me up in the comments with hashtag replay. I love to hear from my replay folks. For those of you that are joining me early, you're a little bit early. Thank you so much. That means you wanted to win a cool prize, and we're going to give away a couple of prizes. I promise. The training is going to start promptly at noon. You're about 15 minutes early. So we're going to give away a couple of prizes, and then we're going to jump into the training. So we're going to give away some prizes, then we're going to do the training, and then we're going to do live Q&A. Okay. So that's the agenda for today. All right. So with that in mind, okay, I'm going to let a bunch of people here get live. Then we're going to give away some cool prizes. Maybe we'll give away a t-shirt. Maybe we'll give away some cash. Depends on how I feel. And then we'll go from there. Okay. So I'm excited that you're here. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, I do these Freight Broker Bootcamp lives every Monday at noon, unless there's some major issue, but every Monday at noon Eastern, I do these live trainings. And then I also add these trainings. I edit these trainings down and I take the best of the best components, because these trainings are usually with the Q&A and everything are usually about an hour long. And I edit that usually down into about a 10-minute video that I put on YouTube, which is my YouTube channel. Okay. So, and then also I'll put some of these better episodes on my podcast. So that's where we're at today. Thank you for joining me. We've got a bunch of people that are joining live. So we're going to give it about one more minute, and then we're going to do the first giveaway. This should be pretty quick. All right, so we got a bunch of people live. So here we go. Here's all you got to do in order to qualify. I'm going to give away $50. $50, okay? You're going to get one winner is going to get $50. So listen carefully. Here's all you got to do in order for a chance to win. I want you to pull out your cell phone. You pull out your mobile phone, okay? Pull out your Apple iPhone or Samsung or whatever you got. And I want you to go to your favorite podcast app. If you're on Apple, just search for podcast and you'll have a purple podcast app. You click on it and then you're going to search for Freight Broker Bootcamp. And then the podcast is going to come up and you're going to see my bald, shiny head. Okay, that's what you'll see. You'll see the logo and my bald, shiny head. I know you probably can't see that very well. I want you to subscribe, rate, and review. That means you got to subscribe, follow, or subscribe, rate, and review. It will take you 60 seconds to do this. If you do this, after you do this, come back into the comments and let me know. You have to tell me this. Subscribe, rated, reviewed on Apple. Or if you're doing this on Spotify, subscribe, rated, reviewed on Spotify. Or if you're doing this with Google Podcasts, subscribe, rated, reviewed on Google. Okay. That's the only replies I want to see in the comments. And if you reply back, if you actually followed through and did that, then I'm going to pick one random winner to win $50 today. And I'll PayPal you the money in the next 24 to 48 hours. Okay. So that's what we're doing. You got to do it quickly because we do have to start the training on time. So whatever podcast app you use, I don't care which podcast app you use. You got to go in and subscribe, rate, and review, and then come back into the comments and let me know that you did that. Now, this is an honor system, guys. So I'm counting on you to be honest about this. And I will be honest and make sure that the winner gets $50. I promise. I've definitely given away thousands of dollars in cash. I've given away hundreds of shirts of these types of shirts during these lives and through different promotions. But here, today you have a chance to win $50. All you got to do is subscribe, rate, and review to the Freight Broker Bootcamp podcast. Now, while you guys are doing that, just so you know, that podcast is absolutely free. It costs you $0. And it's some of the best of the best of the best training content that I've put together in the last decade, including webinars, interviews, training, coaching calls, Q&As, all of that. Okay. And I share that all for free. And it's an audio only format. You can listen to it while you're walking the dog, while you're driving your truck or car, while you're working out on the treadmill, whatever it is you're doing, you can listen to it. You can have it in your ears because it's audio only. So it's one of my favorite ways to learn and consume content. And I hope you agree. So What I want you to do is to check out the podcast again, and then subscribe, rate, and review. Many of you have been listening to this podcast, but you're not subscribed. I send an email out every week with the list, with the link to the podcast, but for whatever reason, you're not subscribed. Here, if you want to give me if you have any concerns, give me an honest review. If it's a 1, it's a 1. I don't care. I truly don't care. Give me an honest review. If it's a 2, if it's a 3, if it's a 4, if it's a 5, give me an honest review. I'm not asking you for a 5-star review unless you believe it is a 5-star quality, right? So that's what I'm asking you to do. So subscribe, rated, reviewed on whatever platform. Subscribe, rated, reviewed on Apple. Subscribe, rated, reviewed on Google. Subscribe, rated, reviewed on Spotify. You got to let me know where you did that. That's very, very important. Otherwise, I can't pick you. So we've got a couple of people that have subscribed, rated, reviewed on Google. We got a couple people. Again, you got to let me know where you subscribe, rated, and reviewed. I said this multiple times, and I know sometimes I talk fast. And sometimes you guys are busy, but you need to really listen. Subscribed, rated, reviewed, and I need to know the platform. Did you do it on Apple? Did you do it on Spotify? Did you do it on Google? If you put that in the comment, if you don't put that in the comments, I'm not going to pick you as a winner. Okay? Because I need to know. That's part of this promotion. That's part of what I'm doing here. Okay? So make sure that you do that. And then if we get this giveaway done, which I don't know if we're going to get this done in time, we'll try to do another one. I'll try to do another giveaway. Maybe I'll give away a t-shirt this time. But for now, I want to give away the $50. For those of you that are joining us a little bit late, thank you for joining. Today, we are going to be going over how to 10x your odds of getting shippers, the odds of success of getting shippers as a freight broker or freight agent. So we're doing this quick giveaway. Then we're going to do the training. Then we're going to do live Q&A at the end. Okay. So that's where we're at. All right. Okay. All right. So I'm going to give you one more minute. You got one more minute to pull out your favorite podcast app. I know you guys listen to music on Spotify. Almost everybody does. Open your Spotify app, search Freight Broker Bootcamp, and come back here and let me know you subscribed, rated, and reviewed, and you get a chance to win $50. I'm gonna pick one winner. If there's only 10 or 15, if there's only 10 people that do this, which is probably about what we got right now, you got literally a 10% chance of winning. Okay. Actually, you probably got better than that because a bunch of people did it, but they didn't do it right. So I won't pick them. So you probably got about a 20% chance of winning. Okay. So it's $50. It can go towards gas. You can use it for whatever you want. I'll PayPal you the money. I know that prices are up, and I know you could probably find a place for it. All right. So, all right, cool. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do the giveaway the way I do it, very non-scientifically. It's the only way I can do it live. I close my eyes. I scroll through the feed. I point my mouse to somebody who has done it. And they're the winner. Okay. So here we go. And the winner is, wait, hold on. Let me scroll. I got to make sure I'm in the right section. And the winner is Paige Freitz. Paige Freitz is the winner. She subscribed, rated, reviewed on Apple Podcasts. She did it perfectly. Look at that. The first one I picked did it perfectly. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Here's all you have to do to claim your prize. Go to my Freight Broker Bootcamp Facebook page. So on Facebook, search for Freight Broker Bootcamp, find the page, and then like the page, and then message me. You need to message me your full name, your PayPal email, and then let me know that you won the $50 prize for subscribing, rating, and reviewing app on Apple. Okay? That's all you got to do. Okay? So go to the Freight Broker Bootcamp Facebook page, message me, and let me know that you won the $50 prize for subscribing and rating and reviewing the podcast on Apple. And I will shoot you off that $50 cash via PayPal. I only send it via PayPal, so don't ask me any other places. If you don't have a PayPal account, set up a PayPal account. It's free, costs you nothing. Most people do have it. So I'll send you that money. And congratulations, Paige. Thank you so much for playing along. Thank you, everybody who played along. We don't have a whole lot of time to do another giveaway. Okay. I don't think we have enough time because I want to start the training on time. So here's what I'll do. Okay. Here's what I'll do. If we're not running long after the training, but before the Q&A, I'll try to do another giveaway. Okay. Maybe I'll give away a t-shirt. Okay. So I'm excited because we have some really cool stuff to go over. I got a lot of, you can see here, I got a lot of notes to go over. Okay. So I come prepared. I hope you guys are prepared. Let me just adjust my lighting here a little bit. I don't really see. Okay, that's not working. That's a little better. Okay, cool. Congratulations, Paige. Congratulations, everybody who played along. You can't lose in this deal because if you subscribe to the podcast, I put out 2 new podcast episodes every single week. And because of you, because of the audience, we've been ranked in the top 100 out of all entrepreneurial podcasts on Apple. Okay. So I'm super proud of that. I'm very humbled and thankful for everybody who's subscribed and rated and reviewed and listened. Thank you all. It's really you that's doing it, that's pushing this. So thank you all very much. I appreciate it. And we're about to get started here on the training in about just a couple of minutes. We're going to wait for everybody else to join us. I hope we have a really good audience today. I think we will. This live streams on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter. So we stream on all 4 of those platforms. Okay. So no matter where you are, what platform you prefer, you can always tune into these live FreyPreneur Bootcamp live trainings that I do every Monday. Yeah, Alicia, if you don't see it, it's because you're on YouTube and I see all the streams. So I see people that have commented on Facebook. I see the people that have commented on YouTube. I see people that have commented on LinkedIn, all the platforms. So I see all of those and you may not see them because if they're not on your platform, then you don't see it. Okay. But I assure you there's a whole bunch of people live and it looks to me like maybe you're on YouTube. So you've got a bunch of people live too, but Paige was on, where was Paige? What was she on? I forgot where she was. Paige, where is she? Oh yeah, Paige is on LinkedIn. So Paige is tuning in from LinkedIn. So that's the reason why you're not seeing her. But I assure you, I give away everything I say I'm going to give away in every promo. I give it away. If it's a t-shirt, if it's a book, if it's cash, whatever it is, you can count on me. I promise I will make sure that you get your prize, whatever that prize is. Okay. So why do I seem so dark here? Sorry, guys. I just want to make sure that before we go live here, that I don't, that the video quality is good. That's not good. That's better. Okay. All right. So we're going to get started here in about 1 minute, 1 to 2 minutes. We're going to get started. We're letting everybody get live. And just as a quick reminder, we got a lot of notes to go over, and I'm going to be talking about how to 10x your chances, your odds of success in getting shippers as a freight broker or freight agent. And this is obviously very, very important, right? Because if you can't get shippers, then you can't build a business. If you can't get shippers, you can't make money. If you can't make money, you go broke. And if you go broke, that's no good. Okay. So my job is to help you to get shippers, make money, and build a real business. Now, I've been able to help, I don't know, countless number of people. We've trained over 10,000 students. It's probably closer to 20 by now over the last decade, but I stopped counting at 10. And you've seen some of the success stories. We now have students that are doing 6 figures a year. We have students that are doing 6 figures a month, and we have students that are doing 7 figures a month. We have students that are now doing over $1 million a month in sales, right? After taking Freight Broker Bootcamp, applying what they've learned, and then going out and just tearing it up. We've got some great success stories, and I hope you guys are one of the next ones. And so, yeah, we're going to get started here in just a minute. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Again, for those of you that are joining a little bit late, today we're going to talk about how to 10x your odds of success in getting shippers as a freight broker, freight agent. And this is a really important lesson. Okay, this is a very important lesson. So really tune in. So here's what we're going to do. Quick agenda. We're going to do the live training. Then if we have time, I'm going to try to fit in a giveaway. Okay, I'm going to try to fit a giveaway in where maybe we'll give away a t-shirt or some cash. And then we're going to do live Q&A. So if you stick around to the end, we're going to do live Q&A. You can ask me questions about today's training. You can ask me questions about setting up your freight brokerage, your freight agency, anything you want related to starting, growing, building a successful freight broker, freight agent business. Okay. So that's where we're at. Let's let a few more people get live, and then we are going to jump into the training. Thank you everybody for being here. I'm truly humbled. Truly. I know that you guys are very busy, and I know sometimes the middle of the day is a bit of a challenge, but for me, it's the best time of the day that I know that I can dedicate this time every Monday to make sure that I show up for you guys and answer any questions you have and try to share that piece of my brain about how to build a successful business. So the cool thing is if you can't make it, catch it on replay. I love my replay, folks. And if you're catching this on replay, hit me up in the comments with the hashtag replay. I'd love to hear from you. All right. All right. So here we go, guys. Let's see. Are we good? Lighting's good. Lights, camera, action. Everybody's ready to go. All right. So hit me here. Here's what I want you to do before I start the training. The price of admission today, I'm not going to ask you to pull your credit card out. You don't need to pay me anything today. But here's what you got to do if you want to be a part of this training. I want you to first hit the like button, no matter where you're at. Click the like button right now. That's a requirement. Do it now. Then I want you to click the share button, no matter where you're at, and share it in your feed. If you're on Facebook, share it. If you're on LinkedIn, share it. If you're on Twitter, share it. If you're on YouTube, it's hard to share. So what I want you to do is I want you to click the share button, copy the link, and then text it to 3 people. Okay. So the price of admission today is sharing the stream. Let other people know about these live trainings that I do every week. And that's all you owe me. You don't, other than just paying attention. Okay. Just pay close attention and ask good questions at the end. And I will definitely do my absolute best to answer those questions for you. So that's the prereq. Like, then share the stream. So if you've done that, you can sit back, chill, and just listen to this, and then we're going to do live Q&A. So here we go, guys. Let me just get this off the screen, but congratulations, Paige, because she won $50 in the pre-interview giveaway. So congratulations, Paige. So today, I want to thank you for joining me. I'm going to cover how to 10x your odds of success in getting shippers as a freight broker and freight agent. So we have a lot to go over. There's a lot of notes here, okay? And I want to try to compress this. So I'm going to start out with this. The number one reason, the biggest reason why new freight brokers fail is because they lack the skills and systems around selling. They do not have the selling skills or systems they need in order to get shippers. That's the number one reason, in my personal opinion, why new freight brokers fail. And new freight brokers typically fall into 2 categories. The first category is they think that every shipper they call needs and wants what they have to offer and is going to do business with them. They think that everybody's just going to roll over and do business with them. So that's a little bit of naivety, and that's okay. But you learn very quickly that that's not the case, right? That's one category that they fit into new freight brokers and freight agents. The second category is they rely on luck and perfect timing, which is really just a function of a numbers game to ensure or to try to ensure that they get shippers. So they rely heavily on luck. Now, after having been an entrepreneur for over 27 years, me personally, after starting my freight brokerage in 2003, doing over $200 million in sales as a freight broker and training over 10,000 students, I can tell you Neither of those one or two scenarios is good and or will consistently produce results. So the way to 10x your odds of success is it's two-part. One, you have to develop your sales skills, and more importantly, a sales system. So get that in your head. So today, I'm going to share with you a framework, okay? It's a 9-part framework of my Freight Broker Sales Accelerator system. So I'm going to share with you a 9-part component, 9 components of this framework. Now, this is not going to be a deep dive training. That would take hours, okay? But I am going to share with you the framework and the system that I used and I teach and that my students are using to grow 7-figure businesses. So we're going to start at the top, all right? So number 1 in this framework is you have to adapt a winning mindset. Now, everybody wants to ignore mindset, and I get it, but mindset is critically important. You have to have a proper mindset before you start selling. If you don't, I'm going to promise you, you're doomed to fail, right? So number 1 is having and adapting and having a winning sales mindset, all right? So that's number 1. Number 2, you need to understand who your prospect is. Now, I don't mean just at a surface level or a 50,000 foot view level. I mean, you need to get nitty gritty down into that 10,000, 5,000, 3,000, 100 foot level, right? So you need to really understand who your customer is, which requires understanding not only your industry, but understanding your niche and understanding the company that you're approaching and understanding the prospect themselves, the actual person. So that's number 2. All right. Number 3, before you start contacting shippers via email or LinkedIn or phone or face-to-face, you have to create a compelling sales hook. You actually should create multiple, but a compelling sales hook is what differentiates you from 95 out of 100 other brokers or agents out there. You've heard me say it before, and I'll say it again. Different is better than better. And what I mean by that is you need to approach them in a different manner than most brokers. You need to sound different. If you sound like everybody else, then you're going to get treated like everybody else. You're going to get the Heisman, okay? And you're going to hear no and get a lot of rejection. So number 3 is you need to create a compelling sales hook that differentiates you from other people. All right. And just so you guys know, the Freight Broker Sales Accelerator is going to be opening up for enrollment very soon. Okay. It's going to be opening up for enrollment very, very soon. So I want to share with you really quickly how you guys can get on the wait list, because there's only a limited number of people. Nope, that's not it. Sorry about that. Let me pull it up really quick. Here it is right here. So if you guys want to get on the wait list for the next enrollment of my Freight Broker Sales Accelerator coaching and training program, where I take that piece of my brain and teach you everything I know about how to get shippers with Freight Broker sales, and using and deep diving into this framework, going through the entire system of how to sell, right, and predictively get customers, you need to get on the wait list. Okay. So go to freightbrokerbootcamp.com/FBSA. All the details are there. Get on the wait list, because if you're not on the wait list, there's zero chance that you're going to get a chance to get enrolled. Now, this is not a free program. It's an investment on your part, but you're talking 10, 20, 50x times return on investment if you deploy what I teach. Okay. So get on the wait list. That's going to be opening up in probably the next 3, 4, maybe 5 weeks, but probably the next 3 to 4 weeks, I'm going to open enrollment. I limit it to about 100 people. Okay. So it sells out really, 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 really fast. So get on that wait list. But again, number 3 is creating a compelling sales hook, right? Very important. Number 4, you need to use a multi-touch point outreach strategy. Now, what do I mean by that? Most brokers, agents are very one-dimensional. It's just the phone. And what ends up happening is you get screened out and you don't make enough contacts, because the fact is you need to tell your story, and you need to go through this sales process with enough people in order for it to work. There is a certain amount of numbers that goes into sales, but you don't want to rely exclusively on numbers. So I teach a multi-touch point outreach strategy where not only are you using the phone, you're using email and social media and face-to-face and even direct mail in some cases. Okay. So I have a multi-touch point outreach strategy, which is a major part of the system, right? So that's number 4. Number 5, you need to learn how to leverage questions to, number 1, qualify your prospect, and number 2, to build trust. Because number 1, you can't help every prospect that you talk to. That's a fact. You can't help every prospect that you talk to, because some of them don't need your help. Some of them don't want your help. And some of them you can't provide a valuable enough solution to. So you need to learn to qualify them and to build trust. And questions is how you do that. That's a big part of how you do that. So you need to learn how to leverage questions. That's number 5. Number 6, you need to learn how to overcome the 5 core objections that shippers can and will give you. There are really only about 5 real objections that shippers can give you. And if you understand the framework of how to overcome each one of them, and I teach you in the FreightBroker Sales Accelerator how to overcome each one of those objections with actual scripts and scenarios on how to do that, that's what you'll need. That's the confidence that you need when somebody gives you an objection, okay? So that's number 6, is overcoming the 5 core objections. Number 7, closing the sale without feeling slimy, right? Some people have an aversion to sales because of their past experiences. Maybe they went to buy a car at a used car lot and they didn't trust the salesperson and he was a little slimy. Or maybe they had another experience in sales, or maybe they knew somebody in sales who wasn't very ethical. But the fact is, I teach you how to close, and you need to learn how to close, right, the right way without feeling slimy. Okay, so that's number 7. Number 8, this is a really important one. I want you to lean in really quick. I teach you, and you need to learn how to turn one load, the first load, into 6 or 7 figures through advanced customer retention strategies. Because here's the thing. The greatest part about being a freight broker is what is called the lifetime value of a shipper. So if you only moved one load with a shipper and you made $200 and you had to go get another customer, you'd go broke really fast. But the fact is, a small customer, right, where you're making $200 per load and you're only doing one load per week, you're making over $10,000 a year in profit from one small customer. Now, a little bit larger customer that's doing 5 loads a week, now all of a sudden you're making $50,000 a year in profit from that one customer. Now, if you have that customer for 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 years, just imagine how that adds up. But the key is you need to deploy advanced customer retention strategies in order to do that. And you can convert one load into 6 or 7 figures in profit. Okay. So that's number 8. And number 9, work smarter and not harder by leveraging modern technology, modern sales technology. Okay. So there's a lot of technology out there now that can enhance the sales process, can make your job easier. Finding and connecting and engaging with your prospects has never been easier. Never in the history of sales has it been this easy if you learn how to deploy it and how to leverage it. Okay. So that's my 9-part framework, the Freight Broker Sales Accelerator framework. And the reason why I wanted to share this with you today is because you have to understand something. Luck is not a winning formula. Hope is not a winning formula. You have to have a proven sales system if you want to be successful in any business, but particularly the freight broker business, okay? Because it's all about B2B sales. It's all about having a sales process for learning how to find, connect, engage with your prospects and convert them into shippers, convert them into cash. And that's what I do. So if you guys are curious about how I do that and you want to be a part of my next Freight Broker Sales Accelerator, make sure you check out freightbrokerbootcamp.com/FBSA. It gives you all the details on there and there's a link. It's sold out right now. You can't even enroll right now because it's been sold out for months now. But I'm going to be opening it back up here in a very short period of time. So you need to get on the wait list. If you don't get on the wait list, there's zero chance you're going to be able to get a chance to be a part of the program. Now, part of this program is I do a 5-week live coaching program where I actually coach you on how to do this. All right. I coach you every step of the way. So not only do you get an online course and all the resources and lifetime access to that, lifetime support, but I'll also be your coach. So if you need help with getting shippers, or you want help with getting shippers, or maybe you're even a broker already and you've got some shippers, but you really want to ratchet up your game and deploy my sales system, this is an example of what's a part of my sales system. This is the framework that I teach, but there's a lot that goes into that, as you can imagine. So get on the Freight Broker Sales Accelerator waitlist. If you're just getting started and you're just learning and you're just curious about becoming a freight broker, freight agent, check out freightbrokerbootcamp.com. We've trained over 10,000 students, been in business over a decade, and I offer a 60-day, 100% unconditional money-back guarantee. If for any reason you're not happy, just email us. We'll give you your money back, okay? So thank you so much for being here. Truly appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe wherever you're listening, and make sure you tune in every Monday at noon for a new Freight Broker Bootcamp Live. Okay, cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I just shared with you my entire Freight Broker Sales Accelerator framework. Now, it's an outline of what my program includes, okay? There's obviously a lot that goes into that, right? There's a lot that you got to fill in the cracks, but this is an overview of having a sales system, right? That was a 9-part framework that I just gave you, and it's the difference between having a sales system that becomes predictable and will allow you to literally 10x your odds of success. I would tell you right now that I would do this challenge any day. And that challenge is this. I teach a student my Freight Broker Sales Accelerator system, and they deploy that system as taught. And you take another new freight broker who's never went through my Freight Broker Sales Accelerator system and has the equal amount of experience. So let's assume neither of them have any experience in sales. I'm going to tell you right now, I'll put $10,000 to your $1,000 that my guy wins who takes my program. He will get, if he'll get the first customer, he'll get the second customer, and after the first year, he'll be doing significantly more revenue than the other person. So he's literally going to 10x his chances of success compared to just a normal standard broker who doesn't have a winning and proven sales system. This system is proven, right? This isn't something that you got to go make up or hypothecate or ad lib or design or create. This system works. It's proven 100%. I've done over $200 million as a freight broker. It works. I promise you. Okay. So if you guys want to be a part of that program, you got to get on the wait list because I'm going to be opening it up in the next few weeks. And if you're not on the wait list, there's literally zero chance you'll get a chance to be a part of the program. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope to see you as a part of the Freight Broker Sales Accelerator cohort that we're going to be launching soon. And why don't we do a giveaway? Let's do another giveaway and then we'll jump into Q&A. Okay. So let's do the giveaway, then I'll jump into the Q&A. So here we are. So let's give let's give away a shirt. Okay. We'll give away a freypreneur t-shirt. Someone who solves problems you don't know you have in ways you can't understand. I'm going to give away one of these shirts. I want you to listen very carefully. Here's how you can win. Here's all you got to do to win. Okay. Just give me 1 second. Let me remove this. Hold on. Where is it? Give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. You're going to get a chance to win the shirt, but I got to find the link and I don't know where it is. Where the hell did it go? All right. I'll have to create it. So give me 1 second. That's weird. Oh, shoot. Oh. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. I apologize, guys. I apologize. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is right here. All right. So if you want a chance to win the freypreneur t-shirt, I'm going to give away 1 shirt. You have to be in the United States because I don't ship these abroad. Here's all you got to do. Go to my YouTube channel. You might already be on there. Go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/freightbrokers, or you can search Freight Broker Bootcamp and you'll see my nice shiny bald head and the Freight Broker Bootcamp channel. It's the name of the channel is Freight Brokers, okay? Because Freight Broker Bootcamp is too long. YouTube doesn't allow you to have that long of a channel name. But yeah, go to youtube.com/Freight Brokers. Here's all you got to do. Subscribe and then hit the all notifications bell. Important. Subscribe and then click the all notifications bell and come back into the comments and let me know that you subscribed on YouTube and hit the all notifications bell. You have to do both. And you have to let me know that you did both in the comments. So that's all you got to do for a chance to win the freypreneur t-shirt. Okay. So go to subscribe to my YouTube channel and subscribe and then click the all notifications bell, because if you don't click the bell, you're not going to get notified of the new videos. Right. And I do 2 new videos every week. I put a couple new videos every week out there. Okay. So yeah, you definitely want to get subscribed. If you do get subscribed, come back in and let me know that you subscribed on YouTube and you click the all notification bell. You have to say those exact things in the comments in order for a chance to win. So you can't say done. You can't say I did it. You can't say, yes, I subscribed. It has to be subscribed on YouTube, hit the all notifications bell, okay? Or click all notifications. You got to let me know you did both of those. That's just what it takes to qualify, okay? And if we can do this very quickly, and we get this done, I'm going to jump into live Q&A. So anybody who has questions, hold tight. Don't type your questions in the box yet. It's going to get lost in translation because I'm still doing the giveaway. So hold your questions until I'm done with the giveaway. And then I'm going to give away this shirt. Okay. So we're going to give it 1 more minute. We're going to let people get subscribed. And again, this is an honor system, guys and gals. So I'm counting on you to be honorable. Tell the truth. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you click the all notifications bell. It takes you 60 seconds or less, and it's free. Plus, you're going to get instant access to over 100 free freight broker training videos. Literally. I mean, I think I have 130 or 140 videos on there that are absolutely free, ranging back 10 years to last week, covering almost any topic you can think of. Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody, for subscribing and checking out the YouTube channel. Thank you so much. I'm sure that many of you even probably discovered me on YouTube because that's where a lot of people find my information, find my content, hear about me the first time. And I think we're closing in on maybe 50,000 subscribers, which is pretty cool. I definitely think we'll hit 50,000 subscribers before the end of the year. So that's exciting. And I think we're going to actually hit 1 million views on the channel this year in 2022. So I think we have a legit chance. We're coming in. We're probably going to hit 1 million views on the channel in 2022, I should say. So I think people are really excited and happy and are enjoying the channel. So I hope you are too. We got a bunch of people subscribed. Give it 30 more seconds, and then we're going to give away the shirt, and then we're going to do the live Q&A. So hang tight. And we are going to be doing the giveaway in just a moment. Sorry, I'm parched right now. The lights from my camera everything's hot, right? So normally you'll see beads of sweat dropping off my head. Let me see my lighting here real quick. That's not good. That's a little better. We'll soften it up a little bit. All right, so here we go, guys. We're going to do the giveaway. Here's all I do. Very non-scientific way. I close my eyes. I scroll through the comments, and whoever did what I suggested, actually subscribed and clicked the all notifications bell. I'm going to pick one winner. You have to be in the United States. And I'm going to be shipping out that shirt. You'll get that within a couple of weeks. Okay, so here we go. Scrolled through. The winner is Antoinette Vlogger. Antoinette Vlogger. Subscribed and turned on notifications. Congratulations, Antoinette Vlogger. Great job. Here's all you got to do in order to win the Freypreneur t-shirt, in order to get it, right? So I can send it to you. Go to my Freight Broker Bootcamp Facebook page, like the page, and then message me through the page with your full name, your address, your size, and that you won the Freightpreneur t-shirt for subscribing on YouTube. You got to follow those instructions, okay? Your full name, your mailing address, your size. These are unisex sizes. This is, they fall pretty true. A large is a large, right? I've tried them all on and probably used them all at one point or another. But yeah, your full name, your address, your size, and then that you won the Freightpreneur t-shirt for the YouTube subscribe contest. If you do that, you'll get your shirt within a couple of weeks. Thank you everybody for playing along. Now, again, Antoinette, congratulations. Paige, who won the earlier $50 giveaway, congratulations. Everybody who subscribed or enjoyed the training, congratulations for being here. Thank you for being here. Now we're going to jump into the Q&A. So hit me up in the comments with your questions. I will do my absolute best to answer your questions. But I will tell you, I don't have the answers for everything. If I don't have the answer, I'll try to point you in the right direction, or I'll try to get back to you later with some feedback. But I will do my absolute best and put my 27 years as an entrepreneur and that experience that I've had, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I'll try to give you some direction and help you with any or all of your questions, okay? All right, so here's a question from Joseph. Joseph says, when you get or close a shipper or customer and they ask what type of insurance you offer for their freight, do you go through the carrier or specific insurance that you have to get? Okay, so Joseph, all right, so the process goes like this. You contact a shipper, you develop rapport. If they like you, then they're going to probably ask you to quote on some freight. If you quote on some freight and they like your pricing and you agree to a price, you're going to go through a setup process, a shipper setup process, where either the shipper is going to have a very defined process and things you need to send them, or you're going to send them your information and exchange maybe a credit app and some basic credentials. As a part of that, they may have questions about insurance. Now, you as a freight broker are not required to have cargo insurance. You're not required to have any insurance, to be honest with you. You don't even need general liability insurance. And most shippers do not require customers to have contingent cargo or general liability. Some do, some don't. If the shipper requires that, then you will send that to them if you have it. If you don't have it, then you can either get it or you can tell them you don't carry that type of coverage. But the reality is the cargo and liability of a shipment that moves through a freight broker falls on the carrier. So your job, you'll tell your customer that your carriers all have whatever requirements you have, which is $1 million in liability. And I suggest you require your carriers to have $100,000 in cargo insurance just to be safe. Okay. So you will let them know that all of your carriers that you vet have $1 million in liability insurance and truck liability insurance and $100,000 in primary cargo insurance. Now, you won't be able to send them the carrier insurance for every carrier because that doesn't make any sense because you don't know exactly what carrier is going to move your load. You know what I mean? Especially when you're just getting them set up. So that's how you'll explain it to them. You'll explain to them that, you're when you vet all your carriers, you have access to thousands of carriers. When you vet them, you ensure that they have $1 million in liability and $100,000 in cargo. And then you as a broker, if you choose to get general liability and or contingent cargo, you could provide them that proof. So I hope that helps. I'm not sure if that was your exact question, but I went through the process because I thought it would fill in the cracks a little bit more. So I hope that helps. Let me check something really quick. Why is that not working? Give me 1 second, guys. There was somebody who was having an issue with. Wow, that's true. Why is that not working? Give me 1 second here. I apologize, guys. Just give me 1 second. I want to make sure because everybody that wanted to sign up for the Freight Broker Sales Accelerator is saying they're having an issue. Okay, so the website's working fine. Give me 1 second. Okay, so that's working fine. FBSA. Yeah, I just did it on Chrome and it worked fine. But here, I'm going to do this really quick to try to help out. If you guys are struggling with the Freight Broker Sales Accelerator URL, here's the redirected URL where you can get all the information and sign up on the wait list. Okay, so I don't know if you're going to see that or not. I will actually, that should work for you. You know, the freightbrokerbootcamp.com/FBSA should work. Freightbrokerbootcamp.com/FBSA should work. But if not, here's the redirected URL that they go to. And you can check that out. Okay. So I hope that that helps. Let me see. What was the question that I had here? Okay. I'm going through questions. Okay. Done. Congrats. Subscribe. Okay. You close. Okay. Let me just find a good. Okay. So Sam asked, can you give me an example of a successful sales hook that you used in the past? Okay, so here's a perfect example. All right, so you have a list of shippers in your niche. Let's say it's whatever niche it is. Doesn't matter what niche it is. And before you reach out to the shipper, XYZ shipper, in whatever niche you're choosing, you took 2 minutes to gather some sales intelligence, gather some information from their company website, from Google, and from LinkedIn using the process that I teach for gathering sales intelligence. And you identify the fact that that shipper recently acquired another company or was acquired by another company, okay, in the last 3 to 6 months, because that happens a lot in industries. There are a lot of acquisitions and roll-ups, okay? And you use that piece of information as part of your sales hook. So when you reach out to the shipper, rather than saying, hi, my name's Joe, I'm a freight broker, can I bid on your freight? You know, that's what a lot of people do, right? I have trucks in your area and I'd love to help move your freight, whatever crap pitch that is, okay, which is not compelling, not interesting, and not unique. What you would do is you would call up and say, hey, Joe, my name's Dennis. I read an article recently that you guys acquired ABC company in your niche. Congratulations. I just wanted to reach out and introduce myself really quick and let you know that we've helped, or we specialize in helping companies like yours, particularly in times like this, where acquisitions can be so challenging with turnover and consolidation and your supply chain and everything that goes with an acquisition. I was curious, how are you handling some of the challenges associated with the acquisition as it relates to your shipping needs? Zip. That was a question. Now, how different is that compared to what the average broker says? That puts me in a totally different category than any other broker that's ever called them. So what happens is they don't look at me the same. They look at me different because I've changed my authority, and my stature is totally different than any other broker they've ever talked to. because they, and number one, number two, I asked a question that they're going to have to respond to. And it's a question that's super relevant and hyper focused to that person, because I can tell you whenever an acquisition takes place, there's a lot of turmoil. There's a lot of challenges, and logistics and shipping and warehousing and transportation is one of the places that has a tendency to implode and have all kinds of issues. And then those issues convert into customer issues where they're losing customers or losing sales because of the logistics of those orders. And so that's an example of a compelling sales hook that I used many, many times, but that's just one simple one that you can use by gathering sales intelligence. Now, there are tons of sales hooks that you can use from sales intelligence, but there are also tons of sales hooks that you can use that are specific to your niche, to your industry, and to what you specialize in, right? So that's an example. So I hope that helps. Good question, though. Thank you for asking, Sam. Okay, so here's a question from NextLink. Who decides the load, rates, shippers, or broker? Okay, so let me answer this. How do I want to answer this question? Because I want to make sure you understand. The shipper is the person who ultimately decides how much they want to pay for a load, but they don't determine the rates. Shippers don't determine the rates. Brokers don't determine the rates. And carriers don't determine the rates. Do you want to know what determines the rates in shipping or the price of any goods or service? Supply and demand. Let me explain to you. I'm going to give you a very simple economics 101 lesson. Okay? I'm actually going to put my college education to use. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Those 4 years weren't a waste. So the basic economic principle of supply and demand is this. When demand is high and supply is low, prices go up. It's kind of like gas and oil prices, right? Supply is down, prices are up. So that means when there's more shipments, more loads than there are trucks, rates are going to go up. Now, conversely, if there are more trucks than there are loads, then rates are going to go down. So it's based on supply and demand. So you'll notice rates go up and rates go down based on two primary variables. One is supply and demand of trucks to loads, the ratio. And number two is fuel prices. So those are the two biggest variables. But ultimately, shippers, brokers, and carriers, none of them really determine the rates. The market determines the rates based on supply and demand and the cost of fuel at any given point. So that's what you have to understand. And you have to understand that shippers will have to approve your rate in order to do business with you, but they don't dictate the rates. So if you're calling up a shipper and that shipper says, here's my rates, take it or leave it, you're going to want to do your due diligence and make sure that those rates are adequate for you to be able to, number one, service their needs, and number two, for you to be able to make some profit. If you can't, my suggestion to you is give them a real quote, doing your own due diligence, send them that quote. And if it's $50 more, let them know why they should invest $50 more. If it's $100 more, let them know why they should invest $100 more. If it's $500 more, then let them know why they need to invest $500 more and the value that you bring. That's called sales. That's part of being a part of that Freight Broker Sales Accelerator. It's part of that objection handling, the 5 core objections. Price is one of them. And I teach you how to overcome that, right? So I can't stress it enough. If you guys want to be a part of the Freight Broker Sales Accelerator, you got to get on the wait list. Okay. So I'm hoping that you guys can get there. If you have a challenge with one browser, go to another browser, because when I was on Mozilla, it didn't work for me either. but when I went on Chrome, it worked fine. Or when I went on Microsoft browser, it worked fine. So freightbrokerbootcamp.com/FBSA. You should be able to get there with no problems. I apologize if not. I don't know what's going on with Mozilla. I have no idea. Maybe they're just not doing the redirect or something. I don't know. It redirects to the current URL where all the information is, but there's where you can get on the wait list. Okay. So I hope that helps. So let me get back to the top here. Boom. Okay, so Rosie Yen has asked, been having shipments, but hard to get carriers to haul for have MC 13 months. What am I doing wrong? Well, there's probably, I would assume, the biggest challenge you're having if you're not finding carriers to haul your freight is in direct relation to the rates that you're offering. Okay, there's an old saying in the business, there's no bad freight, just bad rates. So at some rate, the freight will move. But if you're trying to be the cheapest, I just explained to you a situation where if the shipper is dictating the rate, that's the rate that they'd love to pay, that they'd wish to pay, that they hope to pay. But that doesn't mean that's the rate that it's going to get it moved, right? It's easy to quote low. It's easy to quote high. It's harder to find that sweet spot that allows you to effectively move the freight for the shipper on a reliable carrier and squeeze in a little bit of margin, 10 to 20% margin. So my assumption, and I don't know enough about your situation, is that it's probably very price related. You're probably too cheap. If not, you should have uncovered this challenge. If there's a serious capacity issue in the lanes that you're trying to move, then you should have uncovered that before you ever started working on the freight, doing your due diligence, using the load boards, contacting carriers, using your lane history and those sorts of things to identify if there are enough carriers in those lanes to really support the customer's needs. So it's either a rating problem or a research problem or a due diligence problem or both. Okay, so I hope that helps. Let's see. Haley Park asks, when would be the best time to call a prospect? Well, you're going to get a lot of different answers to this. Okay. You're going to get a lot of different answers to this. I believe you're going to have to, as a freight broker, as a startup freight broker, you're going to have to call all day, right? You're not going to be able to say, oh, I'm going to just call during this 1 or 2 hour window, because you won't succeed doing that. So I don't want to, I resist kind of telling you when to call, because then you're probably not going to call the rest of the time. But you need to call throughout the day, and you will get different shippers at different times. Because remember, there's different time zones, right? Just because it's 12:44 p.m. here East Coast right now, it's 9:44 in California, right? It's 11:44 in Chicago, right? So time is different relative to where you're calling. But I would tell you probably the 2 or 3 times that I found the most success in getting a hold of shippers was between 7 and 8 a.m. and between 4 and 5 p.m. and even right after, during or right after lunch. So let's say 12:30 to 1:15. So those are the 3 times that I find that I probably get more pickups on the phone than any other time. Now, that doesn't mean that those are the only times you can call. Again, you're going to have to call throughout the day, and time zones are different. Depends on what your niche is, depends on where you're calling. But I would urge you to, if you're having a hard time making contacts, try to call a little bit early, try to call a little bit late between 4 and 5, try to call towards the end of lunch and right after lunch. And sometimes you'll be able to get people to pick up the phone. But again, there is no perfect time. There is no perfect time. The perfect time is right now. Okay? That's the perfect time. And that's the type of mindset you have to take, right? I talked about sales mindset today in the training. and is a part of the Freight Broker Sales Accelerator. And I can tell you that mindset is really, 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 really important. Even I underappreciated the value of mindset, and probably because, you know, I'm a hardhead, right? Quick story. I wrestled competitively from the time I was 7 to the time that I was 21, all through junior high school, all through high school, all through college. I got a scholarship. I wrestled for a D1 school. So wrestling is one of those sports where you learn and have a high tolerance for pain. Okay. And so when I migrated into sales, I translated that tolerance for pain over into my sales and entrepreneurial career, and it helped me a lot. But having the right mindset is really important. And, that's a part of the Freight Broker Sales Accelerator. Get on the wait list. It's one of the first modules, and we do talk about that. And I think this is where some people struggle, and the reason why people quit too early. You hear that old expression, 3 feet from gold, right? The problem is they just quit too early. They make calls for a few days or a few weeks or a few months, and they quit right before they're having success. I can't tell you how many students I've talked to over the last couple of years that said I was about to quit, and I was 3 months in and I didn't have my first shipper, and then I got my first shipper. I can't tell you how many times that's happened. And now they're doing 6 figures in income working from home, or 7 figures in, sales working from home. Okay. So again, mindset is important, and that's what's going to get you through those tough times. Okay. Okay. So To Connect Direct has a question. We recently had an issue on a load with a carrier that hijacked a load and demanded payment before they delivered. What's the best way to prevent this from happening in the future? It happens from time to time. Okay. It happens from time to time, but it doesn't happen very often. It's actually very rare. Okay. So the only thing you can do is to do the proper due diligence up front. Okay. And then at that point, if a situation happens, a lot of times these hostage loads happen when there's a claim or there's some sort of delay or there's some sort of issue, and the carrier is afraid that the broker's not going to pay them. So they will say, listen, we're not delivering the load until you pay us. Okay. So your job as the broker is to make sure that your shipper gets their freight. So at the end of the day, if the carrier requires you to pay them to get the load delivered, that's what you have to do. Okay, because that's your ultimate job. That's your responsibility. Now that doesn't sound like fun, and it's not, but there's no way to absolutely prevent it. The only thing you can do is go the extra mile when you're vetting your carriers. Obviously, you need to make sure they have a carrier authority. Obviously, you need to make sure they have the proper safety history. Obviously, you have to make sure they have the right insurance. But there are other sources out there where you can go to and check out if this has happened before, right? You can do searches for that carrier in the MC on Google and see if other people are reporting these types of issues, right? That's an example. I think there are some fraud and some sites out there that will allow you to kind of double check and make sure that an MC number or a carrier name is not associated with fraud. So there's some other things you can do there to try to prevent yourself from being put in that situation. But ultimately, it's a very small percentage of the time. It doesn't happen very often. But your job is to make sure the freight gets there on time, in good condition, with no problem. That's not the shipper's issue. You need to take care of it. Okay, so here's a question from Ozan. Thank you for today again. My question is about the Freight Broker Sales Accelerator program. Can you explain the detailed services we get when we enrolled, 5-week period, and after 5 weeks, what service we get? Okay, it's all on the website. Okay, if you go to freightbrokerbootcamp.com/FBSA, everything is there. It's a nice long website, has everything there. Okay, it describes everything. But in in a very short version, the Freight Broker Sales Accelerator is a hybrid program, what I call a hybrid. You get an online course with all of the education in my entire system, including all the videos, downloads, scripts, everything you need. And an online course, you get lifetime access to that. Plus, I will work with you for 5 weeks. Every week for 5 weeks, we will do an implementation coaching and call, right? Where you can ask your questions. You can let me know any challenge you're having. And my job is to help you to learn and implement the system into your business, right? So that's the basic framework of what it is, right? And then after that, you have lifetime access to all the recordings of the live calls and all of that, okay? Now, it's not a consulting program. It's not a long-term coaching program. It's 5 weeks. After 5 weeks, you have access to all that you've learned and all the questions that have been asked, and you have access to that for a lifetime, okay? So I hope that helps. And if you need more specific granular details of everything, go to freightbrokerbootcamp.com/FBSA, which is right here. And you should be able to see all the details. Now, you can't sign up because it's sold out and I haven't reopened it yet, but there's a link there where you can join the wait list. Okay. And if some of you are having a hard time with that page, try this one, because this goes directly to the wait list, freightbrokerbootcamp.com/wait list. Okay. All right. Okay, Mikhail asks, will personal coaching be available to those that enroll a Freight Broker Sales Accelerator program? This is a group coaching program. So we will have a group of students similar to you that will be in this program. So the coaching calls I do via Zoom, and everybody gets on there live and we talk. It's not through chat. We talk. It's video and audio chat where we do. And then what happens is anybody who has questions or issues or challenges, I bring them up in one-on-one. I talk to them about those issues and I help consult and coach them through those challenges or issues they're having. Okay. So it's a group program, but I address each individual during that program in the group coaching program. Now, the advantage to having a group program over a one-on-one coaching is this. One-on-one coaching is not ideal. Here's why. Group coaching is much better because if I've got 20 people on a call, okay, and let's say 6 of them ask questions or 7 of them ask questions during that call and we address those questions, the other 13 probably didn't even know to ask that question and were able to learn from the questions and answers of others. So you get to leverage not only the questions you have today, but the questions that other people have that you will probably have tomorrow. Okay. So group coaching is extremely valuable. Imagine being able to group think through this process. If you put 50 people in a program, you're going to get more questions and more answers than if you just do a one-on-one coaching program. I promise you, I've been in both, I've done both, and the group programs are way, 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 way more valuable. Okay. And the experience is much more enjoyable. So I do not do one-on-one coaching. There is no one-on-one coaching. So don't ask me. I don't do one-on-one coaching. I used to. My rate for one-on-one coaching back then was $30,000 a year, and it was a minimum of 1 year. Okay. So I don't do that anymore. I don't do the one-on-one coaching anymore. But I do a much more affordable version of my coaching, which is this group coaching program. So I hope that helps. And CJ Perrin says it best, right? Remember I talk about social proof? Thank you so much, CJ. That's his feedback. He was enrolled in the Freight Broker Sales Accelerator coaching program. This is someone who's actually taken the program, okay, and is applying what they've learned. So thank you so much, CJ. I appreciate your kind words. Thank you. Kayon Teal. Is it normal for a brokerage to tell you they need you to bring them your first shipper before you set up get set up in their TMS system or email system, or even set your payment arrangements. I wouldn't say that that's normal, but I'm also not going to say that it doesn't surprise me. Okay. I think you sent this question in through support, and I think we responded to it. And my suggestion to you is the same. My suggestion to you is this. If you're not comfortable doing business with a broker as an agent because you don't feel the terms are defined enough, or you're not comfortable that you're going to be represented properly, or that there's going to be some sort of issues, convey those concerns to the brokerage. If the brokerage is not willing to help you get past those concerns, then my suggestion is to find someone else. Very simple. Because if trust is the fundamental component of any partnership, and you have to understand something, you as an agent and you and the broker are partners. It's like a marriage. Okay. You guys are partners. So if you're not on the same page, it's going to create issues. And if you're not on the same page up front, it's not a good sign. Okay. So my suggestion is convey those issues to the broker that you're trying to work with. Let them know that your concerns, and if they're not willing to overcome those, or not willing to acquiesce and try to help you through those, then you need to find someone else. Simple as that. Okay. All right, guys. So that's going to wrap it up for today. Listen, if you guys want to be a part of the Freight Broker Sales Accelerator, get on the wait list. It's not a free program, but it's worth 10x whatever you invest in it. I promise you, right? I'm going to be opening it up in the next few weeks. Okay. Don't be surprised. You'll be the first. If you're on the wait list, you'll be the first to get notified when I open it up. That will give you an advantage of getting enrolled right away, because I limit it the last 3 times I've limited it to 100 people, and we've sold it out in a few days. Okay. So it's going to sell out again. I hope you're a part of it, but if you're not on the wait list, you definitely won't. But just know it's not a free program. Okay. It's going to require an investment on your part. It's not cheap, but it's worth 10x whatever I charge for. I promise you, I should be charging way more for the program. Okay. But I've kept the prices down because of everything that's going on with COVID and inflation and the economy and stuff like that. I've kept the prices down, but eventually the prices are going to go up. So if you want to get enrolled at the most affordable price you're ever going to see, get on the wait list now. I promise you. Okay. We've had, just so you know, we've had over 200 people. We've had several hundred people take the course. I think over 300 now. We've had over 200 people. At the end of the course, I send them a survey. Okay. And it's an optional survey. They don't have to answer the survey. And on that survey, there's multiple questions because I want to make the program better experience for everybody. But the one question that I ask at the end is, how likely are you to recommend this to a friend? Okay. 1 to 10. 1 meaning not going to recommend it. 10 meaning I would 100% stand behind your program. I was hoping for a 7 or an 8. We ended up, the average over a couple hundred reviews is a 9.2 something. Okay. 9.2 out of 10 of over 200 people that have went through the program. That's what they've rated the program. A 9.2 out of 10. I can't, this is by far the best program I've ever put together. It's the best training I've put together. It's the best results I've ever put together. But if you're not on the wait list, you have zero chance to get involved. You have zero chance to learn from it. So there you go, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I shared with you the framework, the outline of what my Freight Broker sales system is all about, and the importance of having a winning and proven sales system. Okay. I've shared that with you because that is what will allow you to 10x your odds and your chances of success as a freight broker, freight agent. You can't rely on luck. Hope is not a winning strategy. Okay. And just because you make 100 calls a day doesn't mean you're going to get a shipper, because if you're doing all the wrong things, right, you're still going to get 100 rejections. Okay. You need to follow a winning system. And that's what I want to share with you. So get on the wait list. Have an awesome day. If you guys are just curious about becoming a freight broker, you're just getting started, you're early in your journey, you don't have a freight brokerage yet, you're not a freight agent, and you're looking for some help there, go to freightbrokerbootcamp.com. Okay, we've trained over 10,000 students, been in business over a decade, and we offer a 60-day, 100% unconditional money-back guarantee. Okay, I can't make it any easier than that. Have an awesome day, have an awesome week, and we'll see you next Monday with another Freight Broker Bootcamp Live. Thanks all.